Hello YouTube, my name is Florian Master, and today I'm going to be talking about how you can improve your game on Call of Duty. Now, the trick that you're going to need is not really complicated, but this probably will take a good bit of trial and error before you can actually master Call of Duty. The game we're going to be using to do the experiments is going to be Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is one of the most popular games, if not the most popular game in Call of Duty history. Even when it was remastered for Xbox One, this game is pretty popular, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot of people to say that this isn't a good game. So, the trick that everyone uses is going to be the one that mostly all the snipers use, because that is how they're going to get the tricks off of you. So, without further ado, let's try to capture the game. So, I'm going to be using language that you guys will be able to understand. So, that's how we're going to be doing this. Let's head into the game right now. Now, before we head into this game or do any experiments, I'm going to need you to raise your right hand. So, do you like me? Repeat after me. I. Your name? We'll try not to be immature throughout this video. I will not say anything that will make myself feel cool, because I know that I am not cool. I will not try anything to impress my friends, because I know that's going to lead me to hell. So, let's continue with the game. You may now stop copying me. Now, for the controls we're going to be using, X means A, or accept. And then the O, right here, the O is going to be back. The triangle is going to be switch, and the square is going to be to do any actions. So that's basically beginner's lessons for anyone that doesn't have PS4 or PS3, PS2, or any PlayStation console. So, most of you guys are saying, he's a loser. Why is he saying it like this? Because I know some of you only use your mom jokes as common language around that area, so I know this is going to be far too advanced for some of you. So let's see if we can get this to be pretty educational. So let's head right into the lesson. Okay, so I know some of you are already going to complain because I'm not using a video game capture, but that's not the purpose of the game. So, for this experiment, we are going to be using settings as if we were playing a regular game. So we're going to be going to a map that everyone can use, so that way if you can go back and go test this later. So we're going to be playing on a common map, also known as Drone, which is a good sniping place to go. So we're going to go free-for-all, and we're going to go for at least 5 minutes apiece. So that way we'll have the full gameplay, and there'll be no cutting in and out. So, points will stay the same, spawn will stay the same, health will stay the same. So, it's basically the same thing. Now, we're going to set these bots probably up all the way to 7, and we're going to go to Veteran, because this is how you would normally play, and these are the settings you normally play with if you're on multiplayer. And the reason I'm not on multiplayer is because, well, you saw all those comments that I put in the beginning of the video, so I'm not going to do that. So, and for this experiment right now, we are going to be doing, we're going to see what we can do without using anything. So we're going to use the classic MTAR. Everyone knows that this is the gun you start off with if you either start the game or if you reset your prestige. So, we're going to be doing this, and we're going to see how long we can go. So, basically the one thing that's going to fix this is you'll see it. First, let's get into the game. And I'm not going to be cutting in and out of this because it'll make it feel like as if I'm cheating a little bit or I'm adding anything in it. This will be the control. So, we're going to be testing something. Right here, target assist is the thing people use. We're going to be going disabled. So, turn target assist disabled. So basically, what is target assist? Target assist allows snipers or anyone else to use this and allow their aiming to get pretty good. And also with this, now that it's turned off, now I have to aim on my own. So I don't have anyone leaning toward it or anything like that. So let's go. And also, I'm not going to be aiming as much with this, but I'm going to. So most of the time, I'm going to be aiming. And I'm going to see how good or bad is it if I aim. So automatically, you can probably say that I'm doing pretty good. But we're not going to be focusing on kill-death ratio. So basically, how does target affect the game? Well, it leads for people to say that you're pretty good at Call of Duty. But if you need assists with aiming, then you're not good at Call of Duty. In fact, most games do this ever since, I'm going to lean and say maybe Modern Warfare 3. So, this method's been going out pretty good. And people have been using it for quite some time. It's most of the snipers that do it. So anyone that's good at using a sniper rifle, most of them are going to be using this method. So, let's continue. And if you want to see more tests, let me know in the comment section below. So right now, as you can tell, it's not really lagging. In fact, it's going pretty well. Alright. So as you can tell when you're aiming, you have to be really up close with this gun. You can't go pretty far away. So you have to make sure that you're locked onto the target or else you're going to die. Like that. So you can tell I had a rough time aiming. In close combat it doesn't really matter because you're close to the enemy and you really don't have to aim that much. But if you're going long, then you're going to have to do some pretty good aiming. And so with target assist, it allows you to aim with pretty much ease. That's what I said. So as you can tell, I'm faring out pretty well. And for the person that always comments and sees my videos, it's probably going to be pretty good that this is not lagging. So, you can be pretty excited that this isn't a bad gameplay. This is a pretty good gameplay. See, that's the thing with target assist, is that you have to free aim, which means you have to do your own aiming with this. So, this will allow room for people to make comments about you, like saying that you're a bad Call of Duty player. But a game that's 5 years old, they can't really say that many comments. I mean, if their best game is on a game that's like 5 or 6 years old, they can't really make a good argument. But if you were playing one of the newer Call of Duties, which, let's say, if you're playing Infinite Warfare, and you say you're pretty good at the game, and you say you've been playing since, like, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, then you can say you're a pretty good Call of Duty player. Now you might not be good at shooting the guns in Call of Duty, but you're a pretty good seasoned veteran. But if you're like a seasoned veteran on this, then you don't want to, I can't talk. You don't want to have a whole lot of judgment made against you. So, and the one thing I still don't understand are why parents are buying these mature games for kids like, the kids are like 7 or 8 years old, which I'll never understand, because if the game is rated mature, then it's not for kids that aren't mature. So, to this day, I still don't understand why kids are allowed to play this game. And I can already tell this is not family friendly because what I'm doing is actually killing people. And I died last. So we got 5th, and we went 14 and 20, which some people are going to say is absolutely horrible, But compared to what I used to do, this is pretty good. I mean, this is pretty much my average if I were playing a regular Call of Duty game. So then we're going to skip the waiting part, and we're going to come back when... Alright, so now we're going to continue. Now, for this test, we're going to put it on, and I'm going to be using this right here. Press X, and we're good. And now we are set. We're going to see the difference between last time and this time. So let's go. So here's one prime example of target assist, is that you know where your enemies are. And you can tell where exactly they are because the camera will lean on them. And it also means you gotta do slow shooting, which means you're not gonna be as fast as it used to be, but you can land some pretty good hits. So you'll be able to get some hit markers, but I won't say you get guaranteed kills. So this doesn't guarantee that you're gonna be a good player, but this can help you improve your aim. Now with snipers, when we do a sniper test, if you guys want to see that, then I'll do that. But for right now, we're gonna be using this gun, and we're going we're losing. So, let's continue. Let's go. So we're running. Let's see how he did it. So as you can tell, he was using a XMP, which a lot of people say is one of the guns they don't like using in Window Wars, which is one of the sniper showdowns, which I still don't understand why that's a thing. So see right there, I know exactly where he was. And as you can tell, the camera was leaning towards him. So let's see, we don't want to deal with snipers right now, but what we are going to do is we are going to be comparing this. Also, I'm going to need you to raise your right hand again, and I'm going to need you to repeat after me. I will not make fun of the person doing the experiments because of his voice cracks, and you can stop copying me right now. So as you can tell, I still knew where he was, but like I said before, it doesn't guarantee anything.
War machine ready for deployment.
And also I took off all the attachments, so you can tell there's nothing on here. And also one strategy you need to do is try to avoid the middle. Like, don't go in the middle section, because just like regular war, it's no man's land.
War machine on standby.
And so that's the thing about target assist, is that a sniper can easily, like, camouflage that, because you don't really know exactly where people are, and you don't know if this is actually going to work until you actually try it out. So if you would like to see any more tests about this, or if you would like to know more about target assist and what the effects of it does on a sniper rifle, then let me know, and I'll do it probably for next week's video. But then I might have to sacrifice playing Trove, which I really enjoyed playing. But it was one of the games that I would highly recommend to anyone, because you actually get to think outside the box. So if you'd like to go see that, go to last week's video. But let's continue.
Hostile counter UAV above. Radar's down. War machine on standby. Check your timeline.
So this could also leave rooms for why there's so many hit markers in the game. That's because of the fact that you're actually hitting them, but you need full metal jacket on the gun. You'll need some pretty good hits. But if you're using an OP gun, this would definitely work. So as you can tell, we did a little bit worse. We hit 6 and 15. Last time we went 14 and 20. So, would this test allow you to say that this helps you a good bit? I would say it does, because one, you know where they are, and two, is that if you're in full control of what you're doing, then target assist definitely helps. Now, we'll do a little bit of a test. We'll see what the effects of target assist are on a sniper rifle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use class 5. This is a DSR 50. Let's see. It is a bolt-action sniper rifle, deadly from the waist up. So this and the ballista are the two most popular guns people use in Call of Duty, especially Black Ops 2. So, and another thing they use is a full metal jacket, and they like to use a kind of scope. And for some reason they don't like ACOG, which I find to be really useful, but apparently you can't use it. So, what I'm going to be using is we'll use zoom. We'll use regular zoom, and we're going to launch into it. Now, one argument that I've been having during my Call of Duty career is, what's the difference between hard scoping and quick scoping, and which one's worse? Well, a lot of people are saying that hard scoping is not cool, and it's something not hard to do. But a lot of people that I've talked to on YouTube have said that hard scoping is hard. Literally. Like, it is not easy for all the quick scopers and all the MLG players. That's why camping and hard scoping go together really well. So, as you can see, it is enabled. So, how do they disguise it? You'll see. So first we find someone. Alright, so we're going to do this one last test. Let's see how I did it. And plus two, these people have some dang good accuracy. Come on. So sometimes it varies because it also depends on what gun you have. So with snipers, it's going to be okay to use this, but if you're slow like me, pushing the button, then it's going to be pretty hard to do. Try to kill me. So that's the thing, is that you're going to be a little bit slower when doing this. So let's compare it to this Type 25. So he was using the same gun I was. So sometimes you have to do a good bit of experimenting to see how good you can do. And also with it being a veteran, sometimes these bots can get pretty good. Like I said, they don't need anything. So as you can tell, I knew he was around the corner because the camera was leaning towards him. people like to camp. They like to do a lot of things in this game. See, this could be good for finding enemies, but it's not good for shooting fast. So. And also, I like hard scoping a lot more because, one, it shows that you're actually using a sniper rifle and you're using it the right way. But when you're quick scoping, you're just showing that you like to show off, and that's not really good if you're fighting someone in a real life situation. It's like as if you were going to the store and someone robbed you, and you said, "Alright, I got a gun, I'm gonna shoot him." Would you rather hard scope them, or would you rather quick scope them? Most people would say quick scope because they're ignorant. And that's the definition for today. In today's lesson, the word we're going to be focusing on is ignorance. Ignorance is when people don't fully understand the situation. So, for all you ignorant people, or people who don't understand the situation, just because someone says quick scope doesn't mean you have to say quick scope. So in other words, don't do what your friends say just to be cool. I mean, come on. I see it a lot on these Call of Duty communities. They just say it just to be a MLG player, but yet, when you ask them how many subs they have barely none. How did I get a double kill? Also, if you like to do this, but you don't have Wi-Fi, then you can try it out with veteran bots. And you can basically do this if you don't have internet, or if you're just traveling and you want to do your own experiments, you can definitely do this on local or on custom games. But you can prefer doing it on local. So as you can tell, the results are almost the same in a way because, well, you just have to experiment, and you have to be a little bit fast. So if you're good with what you're doing, then this would be great for you. So hopefully this experiment did pretty well, and if you want to see more Call of Duty videos, and if you want to see more live streams, let me know in the comment section below. And I'm going to end it out right here. So, hopefully you guys had a good time watching this video, giving some feedback. Alright, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Owe me some just to get me right. Pour me some just to get me right. Run around the country like a boss do. Run around the world like a diplomat.